Hello, it's TLR Tuesday. I hope you had a happy Easter. We're back at it. Session's full blown on. And I'm here today. I'm Mary Tipps, Executive Director of Texans for Lawsuit Reform, joined by my partner in crime, Lee Parsley, our President and General Counsel.
Hello, Mary.
Hey, happy Easter?
Yeah, it was a nice break.
Good, me too. Hey, well, we got SB 30 through the Senate.
Yes, I'm very pleased about that. Senate Bill 30, for our listeners and viewers, is the bill having to do with, we've talked about doctors who sort of cheat in their medical billing practices in order to inflate damages in litigation. And it's a very important bill, and it got through the Senate. And on the way to the House, we'll have a hearing in the House committee, I hope, fairly soon, and have it moving on the House side.
You know, Lee, we've seen 4 or 5 special interest groups pop up over this bill that are making up lies about the lawmakers and sending out text messages and putting email or ads on the TV that tell blatant lies about these lawmakers.
They do, and lies about what's in Senate Bill 30.
Right.
And I don't think it helps them. I think the worst form of advocacy is to attack the people whose vote you want. And
lie about them.
And lie about them.
I stood up, I was in my chair and cheered for Lois. I love you for telling the truth.
Senate Bill 30, just to encapsulate what it does.
Good.
It keeps doctors and lawyers from collaborating to run up medical bills, to inflate damages in a lawsuit. And it gives jurors better information about how to award pain and suffering and mental anguish damage. In a nutshell, that's all this bill does. And I say all it does. That's important, what it does. It really will make a difference in the litigation of Texas, that jurors are not misled about medical bills, and they're being intentionally misled, by the way. And it's a fraud on the system.
How did they do that?
Well, the lawyers, some of them, not all, and medical providers, doctors, chiropractors, and others, some of them, not all, work together. They have networks that they repeatedly work on cases together. And the idea is to overtreat, overbill, overdiagnose a person who's in a personal injury lawsuit. And so the medical bills for a fender bender, easily in these litigations you'll see $200,000, $300,000 worth of unpaid medical bills from a fender bender. Often a claim of a back problem, often an allegation that this person's going to have a lifetime of pain from it, an allegation that they'll never be able, for example, to pick up their grandchild again. Mm-hmm. So it's inflated medical bills that then they use as a launching pad to say this person needs to recover a lot of pain and suffering and mental anguish damage, and they need to be awarded a lot of money on the back end for future medical care. And so it's a doctor should be treating a person for the injury they have.
Funny you say that, because we got a call this week from that woman, and she said that she had been going to the doctors that her attorneys told her to go to, and at one of her doctor's appointments, he said, would you like another injection in your neck? She said, okay. And he said, well, let me ask your attorney. Wait a minute, are you my doctor, or is he my doctor?
Right. So that's what we hear pretty often, is that the doctors and lawyers are actually talking to each other about medical care. And medical care simply should not be related to a lawsuit. Medical care should be, what do you need in order to get better? But when the lawyers and doctors are talking to each other and deciding whether to continue to treat based on the amount of insurance that's available from the defendant in a lawsuit, that is unfair to the litigation system. It's unfair to the plaintiffs. It's a form of fraud. And it needs to stop.
F word.
The F word.
Yes.
So it needs to stop, and Senate Bill 30, I believe, will end that practice. And I think that's to the benefit of every Texan.
Right, and the other states around the country are going to follow us in whatever we do.
Well, Florida got a little ahead of us, and we don't ever like to be behind some other state.
No, not Florida.
So Florida's already doing this. They've already said that doctors can't continue to cheat in how they deal with damages in medical damages in personal injury cases. So what we're doing is based in part on what Florida already has done. And as you say, I think other states will follow suit, because every state in the nation is really having this problem. It has become an epidemic across the nation that some lawyers and some healthcare providers are doing this in order to maximize the return in litigation. And that's just not what litigation is about.
No.
Yeah. So I think it's going to make a big difference. It'll be in the House soon.
In the next 2 weeks.
We'll have a hearing in the House Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence Committee, Chairman Jeff Leach was with us a couple of
Yep.
sessions ago. And then once I hope we get a favorable vote out of that committee, it'll be on the House floor for consideration by the full body. I believe they'll do as the Senate did and ignore the detractors, ignore these advertisements that are so misleading, and we'll do the right
The
thing.
truth will prevail.
That's what I believe will happen. And then I think it's going to be good for everybody. All citizens of Texas benefit when the legal system is focused on what it's supposed to be focused on, and the legal system is not allowing deception.
So, anybody watching today, our viewers, of which we have thousands, you know, please let your voice be heard. Please reach out to your senator and your House member. Let them know this is a problem for you and you need their help fixing it. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday.